Hello and welcome to this tutorial where we will be focusing on course settings. As you begin to develop your Moodle course, it is important that you put up the correct settings based on your preferences. The first step is you need to go to the settings of the course, click on that particular settings icon and click on the settings option. You will be presented with the course settings which you can be able to change as the course instructor. The first is the course full name, which is the course title as per the guidelines of the institution in terms of the course outline. You're also expected to put in the course short name, which preferably put in the course code. Note that the course code should be unique. So if there is another course within the system that has the same course code, then it will generate an error message. So it is important that you can put in a prefix, like for example, or a suffix, for example, tel 2023_2 to denote that there is tel 2023_1, which is the first version of the course. Then it is also important that you put in the course visibility. It can either be show or hidden. If it is hidden, it means that the students cannot be able to access the course. So it's always important that if students are complaining that they cannot access the course in their My Courses page, make sure that you come to the course settings and check on the visibility option and make sure that it is set to show. The course start date and end date corresponds to the beginning and end of the semester within which the course is offered. Note that the course start date and end date can also affect the course display if you're using a course format which is called the weekly format. The course summary is a short description about the course which gives an overview of what the course entails. This particular summary is visible in the course listing on the entire site. So somebody can actually be able to read the course summary or course description before they actually access the contents within the course. Include a course image just to make the course look good when it is displayed in the student's My Courses page. Make sure that the image is a representation of what the course entails. The course format affects the display of the course. The most popular course format is a topics format. The topics format consists of sections which can then be renamed as the course topics or course or module sections or unit topics. This depends on how the course is structured or how you have chosen to structure the course in terms of the sections of the course. In most cases, usually the sections are the topics. The other popular format is the weekly format. So you can either use the topics format or the weekly format, but preferably the topics format is the most popular for our institution. You can determine the way the topics sections or topics or the topic format sections appear or are displayed to the students. There are two options. The first option is hidden sections are shown as not available, or hidden sections are completely invisible. So in some cases within your course, you will be hiding certain aspects or sections or segments of your course. If you hide that particular section, which we're going to see how to go about it, it can either be completely invisible, or the student can be able to see that section, but it is set to not available. But we are going to see how that is done. We can also be able to determine how the course is laid out. There are two options. The first one is show all sections on one page, and the second one is show one section per page. If you choose the first option, show all sections on one page, what this means is that all the topics of your course will be displayed at once so that the students can be able to scroll through all the topics or all the sections of your course. The second option, which is show one section per page, implies that the students can only be able to see the content of one section of your course, or in our case, if the section is a topic, the students will only be able to see one particular topic and the contents therein in that particular topic. This is a preferred approach because it provides reduced visual distractions for the students, and it eliminates what we call scroll of death. Scroll of death means you have a very long course, so the student has to scroll through many sections before they actually get to the very specific topic or section of your course which they needed to access. The other important setting is on appearance. So in appearance, I will highlight a few. The first one is show gradebook to students. Set it to yes. If you set it to yes, it means that the assessment items within your course, as the students are graded, they are able to see their progress within the gradebook. If you set it to no, it means the students cannot be able to view the gradebook, hence they cannot be able to track their progress as they're moving through the assessed items of your course. Okay. The other is show activity report. You can set it to yes so that it shows you the activity reports showing which activities have been completed, visited by how many number of students. We will cover this more when we will be looking at reports. Show activity dates, set it to yes. Within the course, you will be putting in activity dates. For example, if it is a quiz, you can be able to set up the time when the quiz is available. So this particular information will be displayed under the activity so that the student knows when the activity is scheduled and the timelines within which they are supposed to carry out those particular activities within the online course. You can determine the maximum file upload. For example, you will be providing students with submitted assignments. These are assignments where the students are supposed to submit a document or a file for you to actually review and provide feedback to them so that the students do not touch very large files. You can actually be able to set a limitation to the size of the file which is uploaded. When we will be looking at assessments, we'll be able to note that you can even be able to limit the file type which they are able to upload. It is also important to enable completion tracking. Completion tracking enables you to keep track of the students so that they systematically move through activities. And when you enable completion track, an activity or a resource is marked complete. This is then translated into an activity completion report, which is very important in terms of tracking the students' progress within the online course. In some activities, you may want the students to actually undertake those activities in groups. So it's important that within the course settings, you have enabled group mode. So there are two types of group modes, the separate groups and visible groups. The implication of separate groups means that students who are within a given group who have been assigned, for example, a discussion forum, they are only able to see forum posts of students who are in the same group and cannot be able to see forum posts of students who are in another group. If you want students to actually operate within groups, but are able to view contributions and discussion posts by students from another group, you can actually use the option of visible groups. Otherwise, you can use the option of separate groups if you want them to have very distinct interaction within the groups. Once you're done with putting up the settings as per your preferences, then you need to click on Save and Display.